I'm curious about we talked a little bit about keyword matching and all that, and a lot of people will now also include like a skills section on their resume, somewhere at the bottom. But what if it's a role that requires maybe like some kind of analytic skills, or let's say it requires Python, and they haven't mentioned it anywhere else on their resume. It's not part of any of the job descriptions, any of the details of what they've written, but it's in the skills section. Is that just, I guess, does that just look like keyword stuffing, or would you like accept that and dig into that when you speak to them? What is your perspective on how that works? Because I think part of it is a lot of people are using that section just hey, what's on the job description? I don't really have a way to include it in something I did, but I'm just going to include it as a keyword just because I want to get picked up.
If if you do that, it's my hope that the recruiting team and the collective hiring team is going to look to validate that. So if you keyword stuff, be prepared to talk about it.
Okay.
I will say I will use my arch-nemesis Microsoft Excel as one of the most inflated skills on a resume. I can say, in my context of how I use Excel, I can do a pivot table, I can do VLOOKUP. I consider myself an Excel expert in the context of how I use it.
Yeah.
If I was going to go and shift my career towards FP&A, I am in the bottom 0.001% bottom of users.
Yeah.
So don't and because I would hope that if I'm interviewing for an FP&A role, any sort of financial, they're going to validate that.
Yeah.
So if you're, be prepared to talk about it, because there's going to be roles. I'm sure that you've worked with the BI type roles, business intelligence, business analytics roles that are going to require hard functional technical skills that I won't just take their word for it that they've done it. I would hope that the hiring experience is built for validation of that.
Yeah. I think the certainly we want to dig into those. I think the question becomes that becomes something that then the hiring team has to pick up the phone, talk to me, potentially interview me to figure that out. Is there something where if you don't see it in like my work experience and mentioned earlier, and I say I am like a Salesforce expert, but I'm not a salesperson. I've done anything else. It doesn't say anything else about Salesforce. Is that like an immediate like this guy's just stuffed it to get a call and we're just going to skip him?
I feel like in my experience, I will lean more towards let's have a conversation with somebody. It's my job. Like it's my job to uncover that. And I'm going to ask how you used it. And that's when you go back and I know we're talking about resume and that pre-interview stuff, but if you do get into an interview, like you're going to have to be prepared to talk about it. So I want to ask how you used X tool. And if you say, I was part of a team that used it for something and we did this and all this extra, like, I want to know what you did. So just be prepared to talk about that throughout the process.
Okay, that's fair.